You'll be relieved to hear that censorship is alive and well at Google. Google censors Google Doc users. Ran across a story posted on Reclaim the Net by Tom Parker. I'll put a link in the box. Google Docs has announced that it will start flagging potentially discriminatory or inappropriate language and prompting users to make their writing more inclusive and appropriate on some of its plans. About darn time. For plans that have the feature, Google Docs will enable these prompts by default, so you don't even have to think about it, and use a purple underline to flag anything that it deems to be potentially discriminatory or inappropriate. The feature will also flag text where it has suggestions for alternate wording, using active voice, or making sentence structure more concise. Clicking or tapping the flag text will display the suggestions and avoid having you to do any thinking at all. The new prompts are included in Business Standard, Business Plus, Enterprise Standard, Enterprise Plus, Education Fundamentals, Education Standard, Education Plus, and Teaching and Learning Up plans. Administrators or users can manually disable the feature after it is rolled out. Now, I'm assuming that the education plans are the ones that are primarily used in schools throughout Canada, the United States, and elsewhere in the world. And I really wonder how many administrators will turn off this feature. Google Workplace Essentials, Business Starter, Enterprise Essentials, Frontline, Nonprofits, G Suite Basic, and G Suite Business won't have the feature. Gee, I wonder why. Sorry, couldn't resist that one. The prompt started rolling out to rapid release domains on March 31st and will be rolled out on scheduled release domains from April 14th onward. Last December, Google Docs notifications were updated to restrict documents containing hate speech or misleading content. So what are some examples of this? Well, Google had directly censored several Google Docs in the past, including a hydroxychloroquine coronavirus treatment trial document and 6 of Dr. Vladimir Zelenko's documents about the COVID pandemic. Definitely hate speech and misleading, I'm sure. Google Drive, the text giant cloud storage service, has scaled up its censorship by flagging benign metadata files for copyright violations. That's how they usually sell these things. They say, we're only doing this because we want to avoid these copyright violations. So what other kinds of violations are they're targeting? Well, they're looking at blocking access to a document that compiled news coverage of COVID vaccine side effects. Okay. Removing a user's personal copy of Judy Mikovits's Plandemic. Sounds reasonable. And restricting a user's screenshot of Quentin Tarantino movie Inglourious Bastards for hate speech. Now they've gone too far. Additionally, Google is working on a feature that lets users flag misleading photos in its online photo sharing service, Google Photos. As Google continues to censor and restrict the personal files, photos, and documents that users store on a service, wonder why they store them at all, privacy-focused alternatives have emerged. One of these alternatives, the end-to-end encrypted document collaboration service Skiff, recently added file storage and raised $10.5 million to build out its end-to-end encrypted workspaces. Now, I wonder how long it'll be before Google buys them out and puts an end to them. Anyway, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Please post any comments you have in the comment section. You can also follow me on my Rumble and my Locals account, and I look forward to seeing you next time, Google willing.